Welcome back to this second session of today. Now we are looking into the glass bowl a bit. We are looking into the future, what will be the options of our new cooperation programs from 2021 and to 2027. The program work is ongoing, so there are some information to share, which is good for you when preparing new ideas. But we will start by linking a little bit up by what we talked about yesterday about the EU strategy for the Baltic Sea region as a framework, and then about the cooperation also with the Russian regions within this cooperation as such, and about the programs. So we will leave the floor first of all to Mr. Igor Kapurin. He is Deputy Director of the Department of European Cooperation in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation. And he will also say a little bit about this Northwest Russian strategy as a framework from their side to this cooperation. So, Igor, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anna. Good morning to everybody. Good morning to friends of Baltic Sea Cooperation, to colleagues. We are long runner in this endeavor, so we know each other rather well. And thank you for this possibility to present our point of view on this cooperation, and also to develop a little bit the matter which was seen yesterday from different angles, which is the cooperation between the Baltic Sea strategy of the EU and the strategic planning, I will put it mildly, in the Russian Federation, because as you all know, the Northwest strategy, or let us say the strategy for social economic development of the Northwest region of the Russian Federation is until 2020, and now it can be considered as the strategy at the late stage of its implementation, but I will tell something also about it. What is important in this sense is that we are speaking about the cooperation between strategies. We are not speaking about, and we are not thinking about, and we are not doing it. We are not working in terms of extension of the Baltic Sea strategy or application of Baltic Sea strategy in our country. We are speaking about the dialogue of strategies, and we understand that if we work well with our strategies, we'll contribute naturally to your goals and your objectives. I mean, the goals and objectives of the Baltic Sea strategy, and vice versa. When you work well for the strategy, the situation in the Baltic Sea gets better, and we all benefit from that, member states and non-member states. So I repeat, we stick to the word dialogue of the strategies, and there will be different occasions on that. In fact, it is not yesterday that it started. We had this process, this dialogue during the still existence of the Ministry of Regional Development of the Russian Federation. Then we continued. Then we were waiting for the new strategy from Russian side. In the meantime, every year we organize the strategic forum in St. Petersburg. I mean, it's Leontiev Center and the Ministry of Economy organizing this strategic forum, which every year discuss the cooperation, the dialogue between two strategies. Last year, the CBSS Secretariat organized a very interesting seminar looking at these dialogue of strategies from the point of view of the development goals. And it's a common platform for our cooperation also in the Baltic Sea. This year also, I know that this format is rather short, but we'll mention this topic will be present during the conference of the Baltic Sea strategy, and obviously 26-27 October in St. Petersburg at the strategic forum. As for the strategy as such, today those who are in charge of the strategic planning in Russian Federation and at the regional level is the Ministry of Economic Development, are thinking in terms of the application of a law on strategic planning of 2014, which suppose creation of the general strategic framework, which is done in practice, and elaboration of the strategies for macro regions. So instead of districts, federal districts, the strategies will be based on the macro regions basis. It's not clear for the moment if it's exactly the same dimension as the Northwest district, but what is important is that the new strategy was foreseen for October 20, but I know that it was not possible. One of the big reasons is the COVID situation, because we are not working at 100%. And my colleagues from the Ministry of Economy are preparing to deliver this text by October 21. It means that before there will be public hearings, there will be discussions. So this work should be already ongoing, or at least it will start tomorrow. Let's be optimistic. From our side, I know the position of the region. I know the position of the subjects of the federation, of different constitutive entities of the federal district, and as soon the sooner we start to work all together on that, the better it would be for our cooperation. As for the Interreg as such, you know perfectly that today in our cooperation, it is not limited to the Baltic Sea region program, and I expect that Marina Kislyak will give an extensive presentation of the Baltic Sea region program. It's also in our Russian case, it's 7 cross-border cooperation programs, which are called now Interreg Next. I do not know if this name is already on stone, but it belongs to the family of Interreg. And here we have good experience of cooperation with Norway, and we have discussed it already with you, Anna, many times. With Sweden, Finland, we have 3 programs with Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland. This very Nordic region, we are working now as observers in the Northern Periphery and Arctic program, and we believe that in the future we'll be able to join in one or another way this program. But our Interreg cooperation is not limited to the northern part, to the Baltic part of the continent. We are working now in the preparatory committee for the Black Sea Basin program. So the Interreg experience for us comes also to the boards of the Black Sea. We are very interested to engage our regions, and as you know, we are contributing considerably to the budgets of the programs. We are very interested to create, from the side of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to create the possibilities for our regions to be active and responsible members of such teams, such communities. And that is very essentially the big value of these programs. I have forgotten that there is a big interest from Kaliningrad region to join the South Baltic program. I know that they have flagged this intention. We support this intention, and one day probably will come to a more practical discussion on this subject. As for the main objectives of the Interreg, as they are proposed by the Commission, now, without entering into the substance of the preparatory process, we are at the stage of analysis, territorial analysis and applicability, or let us say the prioritization of different objectives and program priorities. It have active engagement of regions, of regional people. Obviously, we are interested to bring new stakeholders to the program. We are interested to bring young stakeholders to the programs, and obviously we are interested to promote the coordination and cooperation between the programs. Yesterday, the question of flagships of the Baltic Sea strategy was frequently mentioned. So I believe at the same time that, for example, if we are working in close cooperation with the CBSS and other organizations or BSSSC, I'm convinced that the monitoring committee of the Baltic Sea region program would consider the possibility to give more attention to the projects which are presented as flagships, either for CBSS or for BSSSC or for others. So it's a common wisdom. I understand that the orientations may be different, but orientations, I mean practical orientations, may be different, and the processes of decision making, the preparing is different. But in any case, it is something that is worth to be explored. Maybe I should stop here, just only mentioning that in terms of coordination, we are working in the region at the level of the Northern Dimension. We'll have in a month steering group, unfortunately by electronic way, but everybody prefers to have it in live, but the situation does not allow. So this cooperation also continues. The Northern Dimension was mentioned yesterday, but maybe it deserves more active presentation. These four partnerships and the political dimension of the ND are working despite all the situation. The institute is delivering. The business council is preparing the annual forum, so things are going on, and I believe that in due occasion we'll present good results of the Northern Dimension as the coordination. Also, I do not say the only, but also coordination platform in the region, which comes from Iceland to the Urals and from southern coast of Germany to the far north. So thank you very much, and I'm at your disposal for any question you may have. I'm here, and thank you for your attention, for the invitation.
So thank you very much. Very interesting to hear also about the process of the Northwest strategy. And yesterday it was mentioned that there will be a seminar as part of this annual forum that was supposed to be in Turku but will be digital. So on next Tuesday, the 6th, there will be a seminar on these two strategies following the previous year's discussions at the Strategic Forum in St. Petersburg. So I guess if people are interested to follow a little bit more on that specific topic, so they could sign up for that two strategy seminar, which will be, I understand, from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock on the 6th of October.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, so they go to the webpage of the forum, Annual Forum 2020 of the EU strategy, and then you can sign up for this seminar, which is then digital this time, as everything nowadays. So thank you very much, Igor. We can come back with a bit questions also at the end of the session, before when everyone has been able to present.
I'm here. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. So as the second speaker now, we would like to dig a little bit into the Baltic Sea region program, what it has, let's say, contributes to our Baltic Sea cooperation, and how is it going to look like, what kind of issues will be most likely in the future program for people to become prepared already now. So I'll give the floor to Marina Kislak from the Interreg Baltic Sea Secretariat, Joint Managing Authority Joint Secretariat in Oslo. The floor is yours. From the Interreg Baltic Sea Secretariat and Joint Managing Authority Joint Secretariat. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Anne-Irene. And also I would like to thank the organizers for the invitation, and also for the providing guidance and the full support in accommodating myself in the platform. So I would like to share the presentation, and please let me know if you can see the presentation.
Hello, Marina. I can't see you or see the presentation. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So I just I cannot see anything. I'm sorry.
You cannot?
No. So there's only a black screen now.
So you cannot?
No. Maybe it's possible to put it on from the organizers, if they have it also, because we cannot see it, unfortunately. Some technical problems, I guess. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm so sorry, because actually we tried it, but yeah.
I know we tried it in advance. I know it worked, and then it worked. But you use this share screen button.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it takes some minutes before it's, or some few seconds at least, before it's should be available. So. Sorry for this. We will just have to wait a little bit to get everything on. Yeah, hello? Hello?
Hello?
Now it is available.
Okay.
Okay. It's there.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
very good. Yeah.
Now you can continue, please.
Yes, thank you very much. So during the presentation, I will talk about Interreg Baltic Sea Region program, and before giving you an update on the programming, I believe it is necessary to tell briefly about some achievements of the current program. So the program area of the current program covers 10 countries, 8 EU member states, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, Germany, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, and Sweden, and also 2 partner countries, Norway and Russia. The funding of the program comes from 3 sources, from ERDF, from Norwegian national funds, and ENI and Russian national funds. The total budget of the program is more than 280 million euro. We have 140 projects approved in our program. And in those projects, more than 1,700 partners are working together. And speaking of the partners, I would like to mention that one of the achievements of our program is participation of Russian organizations as fully fledged partners. After the financing agreement was signed, the Russian organizations would be included in the partnerships of the project starting from the second call for applications. And we are very happy that Russian partners can cooperate with EU and Norwegian partners to create and bring the positive changes to the region together. On this slide, we can see the distribution of the partner organizations between different countries. Organizations from all program countries are in the partnerships, and larger numbers of organizations are from Finland, Germany, and Sweden. So in total, we have more than 1,700 partners working together and cooperating in 140 projects. Public authorities are our main target groups, and as you can see on the slide, that more partners belong to this category. Also, quite a big share belongs to educational and research organizations, and we also have considerable number of the companies and business support organizations, and also NGOs and international organizations. So all those partners are implementing the projects under 3 thematic objectives, which are innovation, natural resources, including water management, blue growth, energy efficiency, and renewable energy. And we also have some considerable number of transport projects covering different issues in transport development. In addition, we also have projects and initiatives to support EU strategy for the Baltic Sea region. Out of those 140 projects that we are having in our portfolio, most of the projects are still ongoing. So we have already 35 projects finalized, and some projects will still start soon. So the information about the projects we offer on our website, and the center of our communication is our project library. So there you can search by region and by the topic to find out more about our projects. The information in the project library is always updated, and it's also filled in with more types of communication products. For example, now we have also project stories. Project stories, this is these are done by our communication officers in cooperation with the project partners, based on the interviews and also just on the visit to the projects. So far, we have already 56 project stories published in the project library. We also collect videos, links to social media. So we collected from the reports, from the communication with the partners, from the emails, and add them to the library. And also our newest communication product is outputs. We have already 19 outputs uploaded on our website. So also you can find the contacts to the projects, and so in parallel with broadening the information about our projects, we also try to adapt the search functions so that also you can use search functions better. So we encourage you to visit our website, our project library, to find out about the cooperation of the projects and which products they develop, which outputs they deliver, and what they bring together to make our common region better. So then I will give you a brief update on the state of programming process. Preparation for the next program is advancing, and some steps have been already done. Who is preparing the next program? Next program is being prepared by the Joint Programming Committee, which is a decision for the programming. It is composed of the representatives of the EU countries in the program area. And also Norway, Belarus, and Russia. European Commission representatives participate in the meetings as advisors, and so us, managing authority, joint secretariat, facilitate the process with the support of Rumble Management Consulting. So what has been done until now? About 50 transnational, national and regional documents of strategic nature were reviewed, and feedback from the countries in the program area was collected, and program vision and thematic framework was shaped. The Joint Programming Committee agreed on the 7 thematic topics for the future program, and we will we'll have a look at them a bit later. Also, the public consultations were held, and the draft thematic framework was open for public consultations during summer, and it was closed at the beginning of September. So it is planned to incorporate the results of public consultations and prepare the draft of the program by the end of this year, and submit it to the countries for approval in the beginning of the next year. According to our planning, the new program will be submitted to the European Commission in summer next year, and it is expected to be approved in the second half of 2021, leading to their first call for proposals in the end of next year. And of course, all this will happen providing that the budget will be known in due time. So as I mentioned a bit earlier, 7 topics were identified within 3 main themes, and now and they also were open for the public consultation. So those 7 topics which were identified by the Joint Programming Committee are more innovative and resilient economies and societies. So the second topic, responsive public services. The third one, sustainable water management, adapted to the impact of the climate change. The fourth one, blue economy resilient to the climate change. The fifth one, circular economy. So the next one, low carbon energy system. And the 7th, green and intelligent transport and mobility. So in addition, we also plan to support cooperation among the projects from different funding programs and platforms, and also EU SBSR governance. I would like to mention that so during public consultations, what were the 3 topics which received the more support? So they were the topics. Topic 1, which is more innovative and resilient economies and societies. Topic 5, circular economy, and topic 7, green and intelligent transport and mobility. In addition to that, the program value statements were identified, which are our 4 principles, or so to say, cornerstones of our future program. So these are supporting transition, which means that program should create suitable framework conditions for supporting transition through transnational cooperation. Then flexible content. So as the policy objectives are overlapping, this gives opportunity to allocate flexibly thematic areas to the given frame in the future program. So then comes the customer orientation. So the program should be demand-driven and support public authorities in the meeting the needs and priorities of their target groups. So for example, authorities or companies. So then transfer of knowledge and capacity building. Transfer of knowledge is important in transnational activities, and future projects also should support capacity building to increase public awareness and behavior change. And also at the end of my presentation, I would like to mention our approaches for the future projects, which are based on the statements that we have just talked about. So we will be more focusing on practical implementation, for example, through pilot activities and involvement of target groups. And we are also targeting a simplification of the reporting and control, for example, through simplified cost options. So this was all from my side. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Marina. This was a very good presentation to give an overview of where we are at the moment. And I think it is important to underline this project library because of for the existing program, that people look into what has been already done, so they don't duplicate when working with new ideas to the new program, and that they also can develop and build on existing or ongoing projects for the next program. So I think this is a very good interlink between what is going on and what will come. So thank you so much for now. You could maybe mute your phone and camera for a while, and we'll come back with the questions after we have heard the next speaker, which is then representing the South Baltic program. And of course, since we now are was supposed to be in Kaliningrad in our area, and we wanted to have a focus on programs involving Russian partners. We want to know a little bit about the South Baltic program, and maybe also how we can maybe also have a connection here with, as Igor Kopyun mentioned, with the Kaliningrad region. But we want to welcome Dominika Butkevich, head of the Joint Secretariat of the Interreg South Baltic program, to tell us a bit about what is your preparation and how is will the next program for this area be looking like. Thank you. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, participants, friends of the South Baltic program, and also the whole Baltic Sea area. I also would like to try to share the presentation, but somehow I cannot do it, to be honest. So maybe I will just go just speaking about the South Baltic program. So the South Baltic program is a new program in the Interreg map because it exists only since 2007. It is the cooperation of the 5 countries which the coastal regions can take part as the project partners. And then also the Kaliningrad Oblast is included in the cooperation as associated partners. So the involvement is based on the without the budget dedicated to the partners, but their involvement can be financed in a part of the travel and accommodation. The program operates in 6 thematic areas, and after 6 calls for proposals, all the funds are distributed to the project partners from the participating countries. And now the program is working on distribution of savings. So the savings of the program will be used for running projects and for the seed money projects. Within the program, we have more than 300 individual partners involved in the cooperation with the very strong bonds between the regions. So we see this cooperation as very effective and very promising for the area. In the frame of the program, we also have our contribution to the European Union strategy for the Baltic Sea region with the 7 flagship projects financed by the South Baltic program. And then if we will talk about the future, so we are maybe less advanced than our colleagues from the Baltic Sea region program because of the long discussions about the future of the Baltic Sea program and the Central Baltic program. But we see this future, and we are very happy that we will have a future of the Interreg South Baltic program. So now we start to look together into the same direction with the all program member states. So the program is after 3 joint programming committee meetings, which were already held. And after this 3 meetings, the socioeconomic analysis of the region is almost done. And then the next step is the formulation of the working groups. And also in the frame of these working groups, the joint programming committee will start work on the priority objectives selection. So the program still has a clear vision about its future, but the priority objectives are not selected yet. However, we see a lot of different potentials for the further development in the future. We see some areas when we can work together with our beneficiaries. So, of course, air and water pollution, water quality, hazards at the sea with negative environmental impact is important topic for the Baltic Sea stakeholders. Then we see the potential to work with the climate change affecting coastal regions. So like, for example, coastal erosion. Then hazards at the sea and how to tackle them from a safety and security point of view. Aquaculture, which is now in the program quite strongly presented, and a lot of beneficiaries are interested in this subject. Boosting regional economic activity through coastal and maritime tourism, and this seems to be one of the most important topics for the future in our region. And then growth and jobs through coastal and maritime tourism again. So now we are very strong in this subject in our program, and it seems it should be also continue in the next edition. And then not forgetting about the blue biotechnology, economy, so creating jobs in the maritime industry, and then thinking also about good governments and regional strategic framework. So this is how the work on the program is look like. So we are still we have still a lot of work to be done with the Joint Programming Committee, but yeah, we believe and we see that it will be very promising cooperation again for the next programming period. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dominic. This was a very clear message, although we were not able to see the pictures, but I guess that the presentation that you were supposed to give will be available so people could look at it afterwards on the BSSSC web pages. So now we have a little bit time for questions. If anyone have particular questions to the speakers, you can also post this in the chat, and I'll try to read them up to the speakers for answering. I have already, of course, got one input from the Kaliningrad region. If you are able to say something more about this possibility of moving from being an observer or associated region in the geography of the South Baltic program, if there is any discussion about making Russian regions sort of part of the program, like in the Baltic Sea region context, if this is in discussion, if there is a decision coming at some point, who is deciding? If you could elaborate a little bit more on that issue. Thank you.
Of course, as I said, the Kaliningrad Oblast is involved in the program activities since 2007 as an associated partner. And of course, the discussions were held not only during the programming of the current program, but also before. So for these two periods. And I suppose it will be also discussed for the next programming period, but the decision is made by the Joint Programming Committee. So the members who are involved in the program now and who are taking all the decisions connected to the programming. So this is, of course, even not the Secretariat, which is the technical and implementation body, but this is the discussion between the member states and the members of the Joint Programming Committee.
Yes, thank you very much. As I understand now, at least the regulations from the European Commission on Interreg is very clear that this is that neighboring countries are a part of the same structure. It's a little bit easier nowadays than before to have it in the same program with the same rules and the same basic. And of course, the experiences that has been done in Interreg Baltic Sea region program is, I guess, also valuable to find out how to do it the best. So I think there should be a possibility and a promising one, but just to find a way to make sure that it will be on the table for discussions and it will be of a clear interest, I think, also for the program, maybe to have all partners in as the physical partners. I just also have a question from my side also to Igor about the we had, of course, in the previous program, we had Russian on board in the programming development, but it took a little bit time for us to before the Russian partners could join the project. So how do you foresee? Do you think we would be easier now when we have tested it a year to have the Russians on board already from day one, from the first call?
Yes, Anaren, thank you very much. But if you allow me, I will add first 2 or 3 phrases for the previous yes, question, but it will allow me also to come to this one. We highly appreciate the possibility to be involved as associated partners, but it's something that for the main part of the programs, it's something belonging to the past, because since the ENPI period to facilitate the understanding, we are contributing to the program at the same amount as the ENPI or ENI contribution to the program. So if we calculate in general terms, the ENI period is 200,000 million EU financing for the 7 programs with our engagement. And from our side, it's 100,000 million euro our financial contribution. So it is not 10%. It's which is a normal for these kind of programs, but it's an important contribution, and we consider that such a contribution makes open for the region, in this case Kaliningrad region, open new possibilities also to be active and responsible, not only to answer positively to invitations, but to act accordingly, obviously within the terms of reference, let us say, of any program. With regard to the Baltic Sea region program, as you may remember, we were not present in the ENPI period because it was in fact we participated in the CBC but not in the Interact. So it have brought us to prepare all the papers which were mainly depending on the CBC process. So this delay comes of our arrival to the program. I mean, not our, but the arrival of our project partners come from the situation that from one side the programming document is adopted by the Commission, and from this very moment the program is operational. But for us, the program is operational from the very moment of entry into force of the financing agreement about financing and participation of the Russian Federation in the program. Our interest is to make this process parallel. We are ready to discuss different formats of this financing. There is a Norwegian way of financing. There is a mixed way, ENI plus Russian funding. We can see different possibilities, but what is important is to advance in the FA, because for us, I repeat, we should prepare it. Last time for the Baltic Sea region program, it was co-signed by the Commission, Germany and Russia. Then we have to ratify it. So it's obligatory process. We have to follow it. Maybe we will find a way to make it operational from our side even before the ratification. But the ratification process is our obligation, because this FA brings norms which are different from the norms of Russian legislation. And for us, it's an international agreement. It's not an executive contract. But believe me, from our side, we are doing all the best, let us say, to accelerate this process. We are participating actively in the programming period. We are making all our stakeholders informed about the running of the process, because it's not only to be in, but it's important to be in the programming groups. No, not programming groups, or project project partners groups. And it is, you remember that the decisions of the third call, and if my memory is correct, of the second call also mentioned that the engagement of Russian partners would be in a positive sign. So we should prepare our partners also from our side, and its work is done by the National Subcommittee of the Baltic Sea Region Program by Irina Karelina, head of the Leontiev Center and the executive secretary of this subcommittee. And we expect from this side we would be ready, but from the side of FA, the federal authorities would do the utmost, and we expect the same position from the Commission. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Igor. So I think this is a quite good signal that all project idea with all the ones working with new projects, ideas, and for the next programming, that they should definitely invite Russian partners on board already now and be ready for when the call is open. So of course the same goes for Norway. So we want to underline that Norway will be part of the program still, and also want to be part of the project development ongoing. So thank you so much. I have also I didn't see so much questions in the chat, but for like one point for you, Marina, maybe that we are now representing the regional level, the local level, basically in this conference. And of course, the BSSSC is very eager to make use of the instruments for those actors coming from local and regional level. And I don't know if you could say something about how is this taken into account in the discussion about the program and the signals, let's say, for in the hearing to give input to the program, that somehow the program will be, let's say, more addressing this now than having been very, very active universities and so on for the existing program. Could you say a little bit about what's cooking in that sense? Oh, you have to unmute. You have to put your mic on.
Yes. So to say the practical focus of the program is our target, and we of course we would like to so from our side we think that the way is to have, for example, to include to the project the obligatory component of pilots, to have really the projects have a practical outcome. And when doing these pilots, so then we're also thinking about the cooperation between different types of organizations. Of course, there will be research organizations, but focus will be then on local communities, also maybe on business support organizations, on companies, and in cooperation with them. So we are targeting at a more practical outcome of the projects. And also, of course, we plan to we are thinking how to better integrate authorities on different level. And also this is our intention, and also this is our vision, and this is based on the evaluation of the program we have internally, and also we have the same outcome, the same feedback from the evaluations which was carried out in different countries, and also by those who are participating in the program, and also by the project partners. So I know if I reply your question.
Yes, thank you so much, Marina. So this is also what we were showing, this kind of 4 basic principles, that it will be more customer oriented. So it's also maybe in line with saying that it should be more based on the needs of the stakeholders or the beneficiaries, more than on let's say the project's approach coming from a good idea where you don't know exactly who is going to embed that idea in the end of the day. So
and just if I may add, for example, or even in when we are now so trying to also just to to shape and maybe adjust the application form. We also would like that projects, when they were preparing application, they would be thinking not only about the involvements of the target groups, but also about the impact on the end users, so meaning on the people who are living in the region. So, and also they have to plan it, and also just to have to plan some actions in addition, because really, as you say, this is customer orientation. This is our goal.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Marina. Also, maybe a short question about the connection between the program and the EU strategy. If you could say a few words there, because of course the European Commission has said that when we have a macro strategy, so the program have to be 100% in line with the EU strategy. And then we also have, of course, this extended area. We have more than the EU strategy. We have Norway and Russia and Belarus as well. So how will, let's say, these connections be visaged in the program, you think?
But this is still in process. This is quite uncertain at the moment. But of course, so the intention that we will support activities, and we will support governance of the strategy for the Baltic Sea region. So, but also in which form, which types of projects, which types of activities, we at the moment it's uncertain. But so what we are planning to do that, and of course it also depends on the budget that would be allocated. It also one of the deciding factors.
Yes, of course, we are waiting, of course, for the agreement on the multi-level financial framework, so we know a little bit more, and everything is a bit in the air. But it's very good to know that there is still then a part of the program will be to support the strategy also in the future, and that was very much underlined by Mr. Sterman yesterday, that this interaction with the program and to finance the governance is important, and then of course also this connections to the neighbors has to be mainstreamed and taken care of. I think it's important. I have also a question to Dominika. If anyone, there's not anything in the just because there was a lot of let's say discussion about having these maritime cross-border programs in the processes until now, and of course also connection between South Baltic and Central Baltic, and I don't know. So how are you thinking or working to talk together or be together, or are there any structures that sort of interrelates between these different programs to make sure that the palette of projects or topics or possibilities are as good as possible, let's say, for the stakeholder to use in the future?
Yes, of course. I must also say that the program, the programs, the South Baltic program and the Central Baltic program, we cooperate together not only now, but we know each other from many years before. So this cooperation is alive all the time. We had also some meetings in the past, and now we are also in constant contact during the programming period of the new program. So not only the joint secretariat, but also the managing authorities of these two programs, we are all the time sharing our progress of work and what is going on in the programming stage. And there is also a plan to meet with the colleagues from the program. So even if the discussions were very lively in the past about these two programs, I must say that this cooperation is ongoing, and it was ongoing in past. So we know the projects implemented in the frame of these two programs, and we are in very good cooperation. So it is not only from now, but it was also before that we cooperate together on different levels, also in very, let's say, technical level, also how we solve different problems in the joint secretariat, how to design the processes. And now in the programming phase, we also have ongoing cooperation.
Yes, thank you so much. I think this is also, as I understand, quite highlighted by the owners of the programs in that they want to make sure that there are as little overlap as possible, so that there are a very good palette of different areas that could be used in the different programs, and that they all together will be a perfect or very good instruments for the regional development or for the cooperation in the Baltic Sea in the next period. So I think this is very good news. This is what we know at the moment, and we hope that maybe when we come to our annual conference next year, that we could meet and that we can have also a part of the conference could be to make the project meet or to have a partner search, or to make use of our platform to develop and to get on board as many of the interesting stakeholders as possible for the programs that are available. So I expect that we will invite you to come back to us in the autumn 21, that you maybe have then a clearer picture and maybe a program which is adopted. And also that will be the case, of course, for the Baltic Sea, the bigger transnational Baltic Sea program covering all of our countries. And I hope that we will continue this good dialogue between us as BSSSC and the programs in our region. And now I thank you very much, all of you, for sharing the information you have at this stage, although everything is in process. And we will now have a break again. When we come back at 10:55, there will be a move from the stage over to this button, which is called sessions. So the discussion with the youth and nothing about us without us part will be given as a session, and you can log on there. And if you are part of the panel, then please keep your mic and camera on. If you are just watching, then you can turn that off, so we get the best technical solution as possible. And when you have a possibility, you could, of course, visit these booths and make use of the networking possibility of this hop-in platform in the break. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in about 5 minutes in the session. Bye-bye.